everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and tonight we're about to end this incredible journey, and that is the Penguin. That is it. We're about to finish off our 8-episode run with the Penguin. Although, who knows, we probably might be getting a second season at this point, given the trajectory and the performance so far with the show, because as I've been talking about the last 7-8 weeks, this show is absolutely phenomenal. Even for the fact that it is basically a spin-off of the Batman movie from Matt Reeves, and even though it is a show that's focused on a tertiary antagonist like the Penguin, we've seen so far just how well this side of the DCEU universe is in terms of establishing some of the additional characters that they have, whether they be big or not. And I think this is a show that has proven that this is a very, very great show that has a lot of potential in this world, even if it's not connected to James Gunn's DCU. And it's already been established that, the Batman movies with Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves, and then the whole DCU universe that we have with James Gunn, which is also going to have its own Batman. They will be separate, but that doesn't mean that it's going to impact the DCU from Matt Reeves' side. So, it looks as though that we're going to continue to see just the world building of this whole show, of this whole universe of Gotham City. I know there was recently a report about Joker 2, although it's not been verified as of yet. And also, we don't know if we're going to have a season 2. I mean, whether or not we're going to have a season 2 is going to depend on what happens tonight, right? Does Oz survive, or does Sophia end up surviving? And we'll see that tonight. Now, of course, it doesn't change the fact that, each and every week, as much as the fact that I have been praising this show for things like its storytelling, its tone, its performances, its nuance, its sophistication. I mean, one of the craziest things about the show is the fact that, yes, this is a show about the Penguin, which is played by Colin Farrell. He's been doing a very great job at it. He's really been playing a character that, is clearly a sociopath. But also, we see a lot of redeeming qualities as well as a lot of his big flaws. We saw that last week with the penultimate episode with him and his childhood and what he had done to his brother. But at the same time, I mean, I think without a doubt, the standout of the show is not even Colin Farrell, but Cristin Milioti, who plays Sophia Falcone, or in this case, for Sophia Gigante. She has been absolutely phenomenal. Each and every week, I'm looking forward to her performance. I didn't even expect her character to be as profound in a way, in being so complex and well written in the way that we've seen so far with the character, especially after the episode 4 reveal about what really happened about those murders. And she just continues to really blow us with her performance. And I have no doubt that it's going to be the same case tonight with this finale. I mean, there's a part of me that does hope that Sophia does make it, because if she does make it, then we might be able to see her in the future, like with something like season 2. But I don't know, there's a pretty good chance she might not. So I'm going to try and savor in as much of Cristin Milioti as possible, as this could be the last final 16 minutes that we're going to see of her on screen in the Gotham Batman universe from Matt Reeves' world. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I hope it does end off in a good note. So without further ado, let's get right down into the season 1 finale of The Penguin. So Sophia's trying to get some digs out of her, huh? Some dirty little secrets. Is this before or after she learned about her boys? I'm assuming this is after.
They were good boys.
After.
Use in my face and tell me it was God's will.
Oh,
I don't need a public
I would hate
display
that
of
shit.
My boys.
Been so goddamn needy.
I made peace with it. I did. That he was different. But now, what he's done, I keep.
Oh, so she knows.
He was with him, Rex. He lied to me. He came home acting all sad, like he was the victim, but he knew. My babies were drowning in those tunnels, and he didn't say a goddamn word. He had every goddamn chance to say something, to do something, anything to stop it.
He's a kid.
He locked him inside. If I had
so
known
she
if he had, I could have saved them, they'd be here with me right now. Like that, no. This is what he wanted, me. All to himself. The devil in my house, Rex. What the hell am I supposed to do?
She called him a devil. Shit.
Hold it to you. You can use that. Foster what he's got. Embrace it. Raise it.
Go. You, me.
I think I know what that means.
I got dinner for you.
Oh, that dance was after. Wow, okay. Oh, is Sophia sing this too?
Everything's all right.
We're playing some psychological games here, I see.
Go with it.
Look at you. Your balls are barely dropped, and you're gonna take care of me.
Of course I'm gonna take care of you. I'd do anything for you. If you're enjoying something you ain't. See how you smoke more when you're thinking. And you
He's
drink more when you're
intuitive.
sad. Just don't give up on me.
Is she gonna change her mind? Like-
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
oh, he's called in reinforcements.
Wow. They're all a bunch of fucking cowards, you know that?
Vic, be careful.
What the hell
Vic.
do you even stand for? What, are you gonna let the
Vic.
Moronis and Gigantes do whatever they fucking want? Gonna run away now? That's bullshit. Watch what
Told
you
you,
say.
Vic.
You gotta know your place. Or you're gonna catch a bullet.
Told you,
Then you
Vic.
really don't matter.
The smaller bird viciously attacked the bigger bird and killed it. And then it just pushed its, at least, at the time.
Metaphors.
Can you imagine doing something so terrible to your own brother? Feeding it, caring for it, as if nothing even happened. Do you think
Metaphors.
us what her baby did in those tunnels?
Confession.
The hell are you talking about?
Why did you tell your mom you weren't with them? Why did you lie of the truth?
Mom!
Is so sick.
Oh, and this makes so much sense with Sophia
Almost
too.
as sick as you asking to kill your son,
Ah, knew it. I knew it.
Rex. Right?
Games are you trying to play?
Oh my god, he's sounding like a child.
Your last night at this club.
Oh, that's
Right,
effed up.
Am I right? Was it over there?
Oh.
Where you two danced? Is that where I... Tell him.
Yeah!
Oh boy. Oh, she has that smile right now. Oof.
For her sake! I wasn't with her, I was with you!
My fucking finger, you
I was with you!
Oh.
Just say it, tell her. I already fucking know.
Oh, she knew. Oh.
It's just your disease talking, Mom.
Fuck you! I hate you. I hate you for what you did. I never stopped hating you.
Oh, snap.
That's enough. Because you don't care about her.
Fuck you.
You don't. Not enough.
Oh.
Not like you say.
She's enjoying this family drama,
You're a
Sophia.
disappointment.
Mm.
You're a waste of space.
Mm.
I wake up every goddamn day sick that I'm your mother. She's right.
Lots of hits.
She's fucking right.
Oh, shit.
You're the devil. You're the goddamn devil.
Oh. Well, I think we know what's gonna be the next commissioner. Oh.
All right. He did that. All right? Nobody else did that. Nobody even tried. You gave...
So who wants it?
All right, you
Well,
stay
that's
put.
a U-turn.
Don't do anything.
But we gotta do it fast.
Come on. Tell me where you at.
I don't know about this.
Sophia Falcone, she sent a car full of explosives into the tunnels under the city.
Mm-hmm.
That thing went boom.
And why would she do that?
To go after you, Oz.
Because Salvatore Moroni pushing a new street drug called Bliss.
And you know all this? How?
Listen, I try to stay out of these kinds of things. Right?
Sure.
The headline is,
Is any of it true?
Half.
yeah, it's fucking true. When the cops
Half.
go digging in that hole, you know what they're gonna find? They're gonna find little pieces of Sophia's G-Wagon. You got an opportunity here. Give the people someone to hate.
He's not
And-
wrong. He is not wrong. Especially...
Someone to love. Sebastian Haiti. Nice. You fucking piece of shit.
politics.
That's the kind of win that you can
Politics.
ride all the way to the top, Councilman.
And where did Vic go?
Fuck's this?
Oh, dang.
Get
Hey,
in.
he played, yeah. I knew it. And I knew that too. He played. Vic. Oh, she's gonna burn her dad's stuff. Ah, she's gonna burn her dad's stuff. Yes, they played a song. I love this. I'm loving this. Burn the whole empire to the ground. Burn it to the ground. Ah.
Man.
Why is he smiling? There's something's up. Something is up. Something is up. It's a trap.
So?
It's a trap. Oh my
It's like
god.
old times, huh?
I don't think he
I'm
did.
sure you promised him something.
Yeah. Yeah, were you on the dialogue side? Laughed at, believe shit and fucking like it? Breaks you. Makes you want to break somebody else.
Oh. The proteges are killing
Yes,
off
sir.
their masters, huh?
Yo, you and your kind, you're so busy filling your own fucking plate.
Has she told you she loves you yet? I'll save you a seat.
Oh! They needed her alive. They're gonna pin her for everything. That makes so much sense. Oh, that sucks. She's getting pinned again for shit that she didn't even do. Except for she did do the explosion. That was on her, but...
Ma. Ma. Ma, look at me. Ma, look at me.
Ma,
How to reach you.
why are her eyes fucking moving?
Your mother has suffered a serious stroke.
I figured that was the case.
What?
She's paralyzed.
I'm so sorry.
She did tell him what to do. Euthanize. Her eyes are moving.
I did it. I took it all.
Gives me. What?
The brothers. Confess.
I don't know.
You're like. You're
Father?
family to me.
Family.
You know?
Close enough, yeah.
It's good that we met. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you see me at my lowest, always shit
How
my mom.
easy to fall.
You've been there. I can't bring you with me this time.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's the thing about family.
Oz.
I knew it!
Oz, when it drives you. Fuck if it don't make you weak, too. Oz. And I can't have that no more. Oz. Got a good heart.
Sociopath. I knew it. He was. Oh. That's fucked up.
It wasn't
Fucked
for
up.
nothing.
It's from a woman named Selena Kyle.
Did
She
you
said
say
she's your
Selena
half-sister.
Kyle? Tell me, Selena Kyle. Oh, right, I forgot. She is also Carmine's daughter, right? So they're half siblings. I totally forgot about that. I wonder what that means. Oh, he fulfilled his mother's wish, I see, with the penthouse.
I know.
Is she in agony or is she in
It's
happiness?
everything you wanted.
I think she's in agony.
Oswald.
Oh, wow. She's
You
wearing
look beautiful.
the same dress. Huh. Oh, this is effed up. Projection much, huh? I'm getting some out of place complex out of this.
Proud of you.
I did it, Ma. The name. Tell me I did it.
You did it.
This is
Top
effed
floor.
up.
Penthouse. No one above you. Beside you.
Am I gonna see a bad signal by any chance? Hey! I knew it! That was the final episode of The Penguin, and wow. Wow, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, I'm still quite flabbergasted, but at the same time, what a way to end the show. Because I will say this, one of the things I was a bit concerned about going into this finale was whether or not if it was going to be too rushed, because I will say the last two episodes, given how things were turning around, there was a bit of concern for me where I was like, okay, well, if we're only getting up to this point, especially because with the whole flashback thing that came out last week, I was like, oh man, are we going to be able to even get up to this point? Like, I feel like we don't even have a lot of time left. oh boy, am I so relieved to know that this was not the case, because the whole pacing of this episode worked out so well. I think the episode itself was just at 70 minutes. So there was at least an additional 10 minutes. So that kind of makes up from last week's episode that was like about 40, but this one was about approximately 70 minutes. And they did not waste a single minute, and doing so in a way that it really just surprises us, shocks us, surprises us, however way you want to go for it. But wow, what a way to see just all the games and plays and deception and deceit that we see from this. And again, I think we're starting to see, I think one of the great things about this show is that it really does a great job of showcasing the psychology in a very subtle way. We saw that with Sophia, something that I've started to notice a lot once we were getting down to episodes 4 and 5. But I think we started to really shift a lot of that tension, this whole psychological perspective with Oz in the last episode, especially this one, where we really get to see who he really is and realizing the fact that he is basically, you know, I think a sociopath. He's not exactly a psychopath, because like there are certain ways to kind of become a psychopath, and he doesn't really display those, of course, but definitely a sociopath. And we see that here playing very well, especially with how needy he is about his mother. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but overall, what a fantastic show right here. I mean, I can't believe this has already ended. So, but yeah, let's go down to just the bits and pieces, right? Just to see the fact that Sophia, you know, she was ready to just give out, you know, just to turn over everything to someone else. She's done with this role. We saw that from the last episode where she was like, you know what? The way that I'm playing this game, I'm going to end up becoming just like my father. So I'm just going to continue being like my father. I want to break that cycle. And we see that here with this episode where she doesn't even want to be involved with this kind of crime world. She wants to be out of it. So she's like, you know what? I just want to get my revenge. I want to kill off Oz. You guys can do whatever the hell you want with Gotham. I don't want it. I have no interest in it. I'm ready to get the hell out. And I love that. And then we got this incredible montage. Not montage, but this incredible sequence of her just having this girl boss moment, just like ready to burn the whole Falcone Empire down to the ground, especially doing so in just the little bits that are still left of the Falcone legacy, you know, just burning it all to the ground, seeing it, you know, fall into ashes. And they're the one scene where she's like, you know, going around pouring. I mean, that's gonna become a meme. I'm guaranteeing you that's gonna become a meme. That's gonna become a meme. Because it's so relatable. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be used forever. It's like perfect meme right there. And I think this again speaks to how incredible Cristin Milioti has been in this show. Like, this is an episode that once again shows why she's so incredible as Sophia. A part of me was very concerned, to be honest, that, you know, that she was going to be offed, right? That she was going to be gone for good. And I just didn't want that to end so soon, because we were just getting like 8 episodes of just pure, amazing, great content coming from Cristin Milioti. It's like, do we really have to end it here? And just to see what happens, of course, at the end, where yes, she has been deceived, she has been played, but it didn't end up in a way where she thought she was gone for good. But the fact that she's once again back in Arkham, I think it was Arkham. Yes, it was Arkham. Just for her to go back to Arkham, where she wanted to be gone for good, and now to end up in the same place that she was like not even long ago, for crimes that aren't exactly what she did, you know, set the bomb in Crown Point, so that was her, but just the whole details of it is definitely off, right? So just for her to again end up in Arkham just because of a fabricated story once again, it's just a sting to the heart for her, of course. But two things to point out with that ending, right? One, the fact is that, the fact that she's still alive, the fact that, we do see Julian's still here, he's around, so there's that. So that does open the doors that she could still be a very valuable character, whether it be in the Batman 2 or second season of Penguin. I think this does open up a second season of Penguin because the conflict has particularly been between her and Oz. So there is still that door that leaves her to come back again into the world and just be as even more vengeful towards Oz as ever before. But what's even more interesting is the fact that we get the letter from Selina Kyle, right? I'm pretty sure, if I recall, because I think Selina Kyle was the version that Zoe Kravitz played in the original in the Batman, right? The one with the Robert Pattinson version. And if I recall, there was that particular moment where she did say that Falcone was her father. So that means that her and Sophia are half siblings. I totally forgot that was even a thing. So that's going to be a very interesting thing. I do wonder what was written in that letter. Whether or not if she's trying to give some solidarity or she's trying to open up some, connection right there. Whether or not she might be aware of who Oz is. Maybe she does because Selina was, kind of involved with that whole side of the underworld. So, very curious where that's going to develop. Again, I think that even opens the door that she could even show up in Batman 2 at this point. So, I love that there's a little bit of that mystery right there. I wonder what's going to lead up to. So, again, I'm happy to see Sophia actually did survive. I didn't think she was going to, there was a part of me that was like thinking that she was not going to make it. So I was preparing myself that, okay, this could be the last of Cristin Milioti that we're going to see tonight, but it actually might not be the case. So I hope to see what's going to happen in the future. Again, there was that whole rumor about a Joker movie, or no, Joker series with Barry Keoghan. So I don't know how, accurate that reporting is, because I believe it was from Jeff Schneider. We got to take those kinds of reports, I don't say with a grain of salt, but we have to be a bit more skeptical about it because, again, we don't know who these sources are. So that's one thing to mention right there. Victor. I was really hoping he would make it. I think we can all say that he has particularly been one of our favorite characters, very supporting characters this whole time. I remember even back, what was it? It was the first or second episode, right? The episode where, we initially thought that, Oz was going to off him and he didn't. So we're like, okay, maybe he will make it. And then just to see the fact that he even made it up until that point, I was like, okay, he's probably good. And then just to see those final moments and realize, oh my God, like I will say this. There was a part of me that was getting a little fishy about what was going on in their final, drink together. I was like, something is so off. And then when he was mentioning about the fact that, you put up that, that plan, that scheme with Link. And I was just like, man, what happens if Victor had tried to do the same thing with Oz? And I think Oz was like 2 steps forward with that, because if Link and the others would do that to their masters, right, you would imagine that Victor could do the same to Oz. And I think Oz may have had an inkling about that. And I was just like, that, because that was a part of me that was just thinking about that too. I'm like, every single person, killed off their leader, basically their leader. And the only one who's survived, because remember, there was that meeting that he had with all the leaders, right? All the syndicate people, all the mobs, right? And it's like, of all the people, he's the only one who survived from that night. And I'm like, wow, like, I mean, that would probably make Victor the guy to, off Oz. But instead, Oz seemed to have been 2 steps forward with that, because, like, who knows what Vic would have done? He could have done the same thing that Link has done, right? Like, he's done so much for Oz. He's been so dedicated to him. But something could happen, right? So that's kind of how I'm processing that. It's like, maybe that's what Oz's thinking is that, if this could happen to, Zhao, this could happen to the others, it could very much happen to him, right? Especially now that he's finally now the king of the world, or at least the king of Gotham. He doesn't need him anymore, right? Like, he was a useful person. He was very resourceful, but now that he's at the top where he can get those access, he doesn't need him, which is really sucky. It's really, really sucky. And because when you look at it, because Vic was the guy who's really, really had all these people be loyal to Oz. Like, Oz would not have gotten all this loyalty had it not been for Victor. Victor has been the one defending Oz. Victor's the one who is, giving the motivation to Oz. Like, okay, well, now that, because you're the only person who's done this, and now you're considered like almost like a prophet or god to these people. It's very unfortunate to see what happened to Victor. I don't think a lot of us would have expected that, but I think, again, this is where I was talking about the whole psychology, is that we've seen before how Oz is essentially a sociopath. The fact that he even was willing to murder not murder, but manslaughter his two brothers. Because, again, we don't know what his motives exactly are, although we can get, an idea of it. He definitely did kill off his brother, right? He's responsible for his brother's death. And yet he didn't do anything to prevent it. He knew this was happening. He saw the rain. He could have said anything throughout that whole time, and he didn't. And even his mother knew. Even his own mother knows that he is a monster. And I think we can all agree that he is essentially a monster. And I think the tipping point was basically the fact that he killed off Victor, especially the fact that he's a guy who's even helped his mother, right? And the fact, what really sucks is that he even called him his family, and it's like, and the way that he did it with his brother, he did it with Victor. I think that base confirms that he had only, again, I cannot say for sure, but I think this kind of confirms in a way that he had always intended to get rid of his brothers in some form or some way, especially now that, we hear that whole conversation that, Victor considers them as his family. And it's like, well, now that they're family, this is what Oz is going to do. So, he's definitely the guy who's an opportunist. We know this. Oz is an opportunist. He only cares about himself and his mother, right? He's a very needy person. And I'm even going to say, that last part right there where he basically had his girlfriend project as his mother. Oh man, the Oedipus complex is just insane. Because that's basically what Oedipus complex is, right? It's like you're trying to off other, because instead of the father figure, there was no father, right? Even Rex said he has no father, but he has a mother who's already kind of the figure for him. There's gonna be a little bit of that hatred of anybody who tries to compete for that love for his mother. And yes, Oedipus complex doesn't really go to, it doesn't get so, I just had the word. It doesn't get too dangerous, right? It doesn't get so dangerous where someone is willing to go and kill someone for it. But we've seen a case like Oz where, because of this Oedipus complex, because of the fact that he's loved his mother so much that he's willing to do anything to try and get anyone who is a threat to him out of the way, in any way of any cost, right? So that's what basically happened. And I think that this is an episode that really showcased who he is, who he truly is. Yes, people are loyal to him. And now because of that loyalty, that means that he's almost untouchable, because he's a guy who has been defending the vulnerable, the poor, the people in Crown Point. He's the one who did put up the lights back on. He is the one who provided jobs to those in Crown Point when before no one did. Even after that whole accident with the flooding, no one helped them. No one at City Hall helped him. And then suddenly, when Oz is, starting to kind of rise up to the occasion now that he has cut off the Falcons, he is the guy who's really been so-called helping the people. And he got what he wished for. We remember in the first episode, he was like, I want to get to a point where people will basically worship me, where we can have parades and people will, revere. There you go. Revere upon me. All that sort of stuff to Albert. And he got it. He finally reached his goal. He finally fulfilled his dreams. He fulfilled his mother's dreams in a way. He basically fulfilled all he needed to do. And now he is essentially, one of the most dangerous figures in Gotham City. And I love that whole nod that we see at the end. I was like, oh, they're going to put the bat signal. It's like, there's the bat signal. Yes, we did not get to see Robert Pattinson. We all knew he was not going to show up. Even Matt Reeves himself said that he was not going to show up, and he was being honest about that. But this opens a lot of doors for what could happen with Batman 2, because that is, of course, in development. And if what happens here, it's going to probably impact what's happening there. We now know for a fact that the commissioner is now also off, so that could probably mean that Gordon is going to be up to the occasion, because I think if I remember correctly, he was just a detective in the first movie, but he was not a commissioner. So I'm going to assume that he's going to get a promotion. So lots of developments are probably going to happen in part 2. Who knows if the Penguin's going to be the villain or not? I think at this point it could be very possible, because I know we had other villains like the Riddler and the Joker. I don't think we're at a point yet where we can really dive deep into the Joker, because I still believe he's still in Arkham. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, overall, I have to say, what a phenomenal episode. It really shocks you in a way, because again, you're seeing all this deception in play. You see all the traps, you see the games and the scheming. And this episode did not fall short of that. The performances have been spectacular. I'm telling you, this is a show that's going to be getting a lot of Emmy love, especially for Cristin Milioti. I mean, again, I'm so happy to see that she technically did survive, although not in the greatest circumstances with the Arkham and all that. But I mean, honestly, this is a show that's really done a great job of being very sophisticated, being very nuanced with the storytelling, very deep on the psychology and the character development of that. Not a lot of shows really take a lot of that risk, and yet still showing the complexity of that. Like, yes, both Sophia and Oz are very bad people, but we also see kind of where they are in sort of being a human, you know, just being human, because humans can be flawed, and we see that with both characters. Although, again, I will say I favor a little bit more towards Sophia. But yeah, what a way to end off the series. It did not disappoint. Again, I already mentioned earlier kind of what I was kind of concerned about. All of that was, you know, was out of the window. Like, all of that was definitely alleviated once we got to the end. But what a way to end, you know, the series. I wonder how Matt Reeves is going to continue expanding the whole Gotham universe in his side of the DC universe. Again, it's not going to cross over with James Gunn's projects. They're separate universes. It's going to remain like that. And I think, you know, I will say that, you know, it would be stupid for Warner Bros. Not to continue that side of it. So I hope they do continue it off. We are going to get Batman 2 at some point, so that's one thing. Now we're hearing rumors about Joker series, and considering the fact that this show has been doing so well each week, as well as the fact that it's now even being considered for award consideration, I mean, I would not be surprised if Warner Bros. / HBO Max or HBO or Max wants to continue off with expanding this universe, especially if we're going to continue to get storytelling like this, and then, you know, Matt Reeves is involved. So, yeah, what a way to end it off. I can't believe it. You know, our journey has ended, but who knows? We might get a season 2. You know, we might get a season 2. There's a lot of doors that are open. Oz is still around. Sophia is still around. Now we have that connection between Sophia and Selena. We got the bat signal. So who knows what's going to happen right there. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, how this, you know, universe is going to continue off. But I think that basically sums up everything I have to say. I think, again, I already said my whole phrases. This is an incredible show that's done such a great job. Again, from beginning to end, seeing the connections, seeing how everything kind of becomes a circle. We've seen the details. I mean, this is a very detailed show, and I love it when shows are so detailed that you catch on upon. It's like, oh man, I mean, I should have seen this coming, but also it's like, he did kind of warn you. These were kind of implied. These were kind of being insinuated. I love that. I absolutely love it when you kind of have like these moments where you are reflecting back on things from from the early episodes, and it's just that's the way you should be telling stories. Marvel, I hope you're listening. Although I will say Agatha all along, for the most part, was good. So hopefully, again, great content that we're hopefully going to see more of. But I think that just about wraps our journey with the Penguin season 1. Let me know your thoughts having seen the season 1 finale. I mean, again, yeah. What are your thoughts having seen the developments of it? I mean, what are your feelings about Victor no longer being involved? Did you expect that to happen? Did you think that was what Oz was going to do this whole time, or did that shook you? Did you Was that something that you would have thought that was going to happen? What do you think about Oz now that we kind of got an idea of who he really truly is? Yes, he is someone who, you know, has his ambitions, but he's someone who can also be, you know, not very loyal. He's just far more of an opportunist who only cares about himself, right? And just his dreams. But again, maybe you have different ideas about it. Maybe you have something that's a little bit more, you know, have different interpretation of it. What do you think about that whole sequence right there between Sophia and that letter that she got from Selena? What do you think that might imply? Does that mean that we're going to see more Sophia? Does that mean that we're going to see Sophia and Batman 2 then? What is that relation going to look like, knowing the fact that, again, there's still that connection of the Falcons right there. What do we see Penguin moving forward? What is his future going to look like? Are we expecting, you know, another standoff between him and Batman? And will he become the main villain for part 2? We don't really have a lot of details about it. So could this be what it was leading up to? And even so, like, does that mean we're also going to have a season 2, considering the fact that there's also those rumors about a Joker's series? Yes. Let me know any thoughts that you have, and let me know your thoughts below, and make sure to like and subscribe.